Once again, this is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Here it is, folks. ETH 4000. You maybe got one more dip left. Get it while it's hot. Everyone sold it yesterday. You know who didn't sell it yesterday? The people who got the roadmap for $12 in the Unhinged Crypto shop on Patreon. Yesterday, here's the summary. Somebody unloads a bunch of Bitcoin, ironically, that they've held since 2010. I wonder who that could be. I could venture a guess, but can't say it. Whoever it was gave, I don't know, your BlackRocks, your JP Morgans, and everybody who's got to buy a $500,000 worth of Bitcoin every day an opportunity to swoop in and scoop it up. And when they don't get what they need, you wake up the next day and everything is up 8%. And now they're praying that hawkish Fed testimony is going to save them. And you know what? It's not. Because the message of WIF, Doge, SHIB, etc. is that the powers that be have lost control. Don't believe me? Check the price of gold. We will cover it. Here it is. You don't got time this morning. You're in the subway. You're on your way to work. Gold up, silver up, dollar down, ETH moons. Period. Don't want to hear about gas fees. Don't want to hear it. Solana follows. And then after that goes, then Bitcoin blows through 70. Want to see the charts? Don't go anywhere. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live or when we're posting viral short videos. Hit the like button. Don't do what I just did and forget to tell you to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Down and below, if you're watching the short videos, feel free to comment in the live stream so we know what you want. And of course, if you're watching the live stream, comment down below so we can see what you want, as well as have you see the Patreon link. This show is brought to you by my Patreon. We have this subtle QR code with giant blinking lights that you can scan and get over there, or the link is in the description. It's going to be in the chat. Jump on in there. All right. Now, I'm going to share one thing just quick. Okay. It's been a big thing on the market update, and I appreciate everybody's support in the Patreon store. Real quick. All you need is a login and a password to Patreon in general, and you can buy for $12 on desktop or $17 on your phone. The roadmap showing where these big cryptos are going to be April, May, June, and some out to November with some really catchy pattern match and fib mathematics. So come on in. Regular membership's $15 a month. We are posting like 5 to 6 alts per day. So if you want the top altcoins for March, top altcoins for the dip, we are telling you across sectors. So we cover it by sector. AI, DeFi, media, all over the place. Exchanges were this morning. Get in there and get those alts. We're going to hook you up with some stuff today, and welcome who's on the stream. Rifleman, welcome. Looking for Caspa. Don't let me forget. Okay. Texas in the house. Raj, welcome. Wrong again. Wrong again is here. Rudy, I got VRA in the slide deck for you, buddy. Rounding bottom on Solana, according to Michelle. Bull Runner is here. Oliver, Daniel, welcome. BitBoy Al, Sarah, good morning. Good morning, New York and London, or good evening, New York. Good evening, London. Good morning, New York. Ironically, London, top destination for the market update. Welcome to our friends in England. Right? Richard Barry is here. What's up? All right. We have Ronnie Bull Runner. Sup, Matt? Welcome. Okay. News. Let's rock it. You guys have been patiently waiting as we wade through technical difficulties. We appreciate your patience. Okay. Bitcoin will not kill a major currency of a Western nation. The government will. People, Economics 101. The only way out of a debt crisis is to devalue the currency. That is the only way out. They can try to hold it up for as long as they can. The second the dollar index started to slip kind of harder below 104, I mean, even just a little, ETH up 8%. Boom. So we can have Fed testimony and we can have blah, 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 blah. And the big players can try to push it down and run stops. Maybe they got to do that one more time, or maybe they just can't get it at all. Maybe Bitcoin sits and ETH just goes. That's why I'm on the air now. In other words, you got to look at altcoins. You got to look at ETH right now. It's like you get some, I don't know, you get some on a dip. And then if there's a bigger dip, you think about getting some. It's not investment advice. It's about what's going to happen here. And when people discover that there is a macro component to this rally and this cycle, OMG. OMG. Credit scores decrease for the first time in a decade as more borrowers fall behind on payments. Inflation has hit. The consumer has tried to use credit cards to keep up. Frankly, this is sad, but this is going to impact banks. If you think between now and July, there isn't going to be another Silicon Valley repeat, the Fed can try to pull liquidity facilities. They can try to act like everything is okay. Good luck with that. This is going to impact banks. And of course, I love this from our friends from Reuters. Thank goodness we have B+ majors in journalism to tell us how to run our book. Strong U.S. economy sends dollar bears into hibernation. Whatever. Dollar's about to top. ETH is telling you that. Okay. The best indicator that a certain central bank chairman is losing control isn't CPI or PPI. It's Dogecoin, right? Meme coin manias, other than the classic crypto casino, has a meaning. Other forms of money. I'm all over XRP. Everybody dumped it yesterday. Everyone's like, oh my God, 50 something cents, whatever. No one's talking about XRP. I'm talking about XRP. Why? Because there's a macro angle here. A macro angle here. Okay. Now, a token of a prominent figure from history. What happens when the meme coin craze spreads out from dogs to other things, other people, former executives? You know what I'm talking about. Okay. This is a head and shoulders bottom with a prominent historical figure. What happens when this meme thing goes from dogs to cats to people to politics? What happens? You're going to get in front of this market? I'm not going to get in front of this market. Okay. Speaking of getting in front of this market. Okay. Everybody, big chart point, right? 69,000 and change. Market goes up. Some unknown character decides to unload Bitcoin. He's hodled it since 2010. So now's an optimal selling opportunity. Whatever. Okay. And then all of the media, right? All the stock market people, what's the first thing they hear? They hear this guy telling you that, oh, Michael Saylor is trying to pump it with his convertible bonds to buy more Bitcoin. And this looks like a classic top. This is from the guy who, to his credit, wrote Nvidia, wrote Apple, said, don't sell, buy every dip. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin has like a reversal, which I'm going to talk about, and everyone's freaking out. So we can all watch this guy be bearish while I explain a reversal. A reversal is you rush up and then there's this big, sudden drop. So you go from up 7%, erase all those gains, go down 7%, and everyone goes, OMG. Now, it's only a reversal from a candlestick point of view if you get follow through. which of course they didn't get on the downside. This thing turned around and went back up. Do they have one more drop? Maybe. However, if they don't, the reversal is not a reversal. The resistance is not resistance. And everybody who's hearing this, who is now afraid of the Bitcoin ETF, what are they going to do when they realize that this guy's wrong and they don't have to be afraid of the Bitcoin ETF and they miss it? This video ensures system-wide FOMO. System-wide FOMO. And look at this. Breaking news. Arizona Senate considers adding spot Bitcoin ETF to the state's retirement portfolio. Bitcoin and bathrobes. People sitting at home reading the newspaper or scrolling through their iPad, and all of a sudden, their 401k, their pension, their IRA, their money manager, their whoever is long the Bitcoin ETF, and MicroStrategy is in the S&P 500. And all we could talk about yesterday is everyone selling it. Coinbase is down. Yeah, that's big players running stops, trying to get people to panic sell so they can buy, right? And I can say that with a negative, but you know what? It's their job. If they don't get the Bitcoin that Larry Fink wants, they don't work there anymore. So they got to play every trick in the book. And what I'm trying to get you to do, even though these reversals are unbelievable, don't fall for the tricks. Don't fall for the tricks. This guy, beast mode. MicroStrategy announces proposed private offering of 600 million bonds that you can convert into MicroStrategy stock. I don't have enough Bitcoin. I need more. Aping in at 70. The guy thinks it's going to 1 million. Why does he care about paying 70? Why does he care about raising his average price? The guy's average price is 30. Everyone's selling, everyone bearish, everyone freaking out about a correction at resistance. No one looking at gold, no one looking at ETH, no one looking at MicroStrategy except me, you, and the 300 Spartans in the Patreon group. Long and strong, buying dips, 5 to 6 altcoins a day on a watch list for you guys to watch on dips. US now has 85% chance of a recession in 2024, okay? The highest probability since 2008, according to an economist, David Rosenberg, who's been around for a really long time. Obviously, you're watching Watcher Guru say, U.S. debt up another trillion, U.S. debt up $100 billion a day, whatever, right? What do you think is going to happen when that spigot gets shut off? I can tell you, massively lower dollar, probably lower economic growth, a recession that you can't finagle numbers to hide, and dollar lower. Dollar lower. And Powell can get on the tape and say whatever. They can say whatever they want. They can say, well, wage growth's higher. They can find some little dinky metric to hold rates at 5%. Good luck with that. The longer he holds it there, the harder he's going to have to cut later. And he knows it. And he knows it. Right now, they can pretend like everything is okay, and we all know it's not. Okay? Now, Microsoft chairman sells MicroStrategy stock to pay bills. Last time this guy sold stock, it went down. I have to be honest when I report the news and report both sides. You know, if you owned a huge amount of stock and not enough Bitcoin, you would sell the stock to buy Bitcoin, or sell the stock to buy the Bitcoin ETF, even though the thing is just seemingly unstoppable. Now, a whale from 2010 wanted to welcome the new all-time high buyers to the space by dumping 1,000 Bitcoin, 68 million in an hour. Okay, so I'm going to let you read between the lines here because YouTube's working out for me and I don't say the wrong thing. But really, if you had 1,000 Bitcoin, and you knew there were all these natural buyers, you could scale out of that gradually, right? I mean, did you really, if you were a private sector entity, wink, wink, would you really have to like market sell that much Bitcoin? Please, please. Whatever they're doing here, it's not going to stop the free market. You can say whatever you want about crypto. Sometimes people win, sometimes people lose. Meme coins are a casino, but they're a casino where the little man has a shot if he gets into the right thing. Nowhere better to look than the whiff listing on Binance, right? You can be a winner. You can be a winner. And you know what? You can censor everything. You can censor speech. You can do whatever you want. The only thing you can't censor is price. Price. So good luck trying to put lightning in a bottle. Yes, these guys can levitate equities. Yes, they may be able to move Bitcoin around when the ETF is big enough. But guess what, people? Not now. Because there's a supply shock in Bitcoin, and there's going to be sticker shock in ETH when people realize what actually drives ETH from a macro point of view. Okay, we're going to have that in the PowerPoint deck. Okay. All right. Now I am going to your market update. Let's go to PowerPoint and just absolutely tear it up. By the way, Patreon members, in the link to the stream in Patreon, you have this chart deck available for review as a PDF. Get in there, get the altcoins for March. Okay, obviously QR code. This is how you get in. Okay, the store, pay us a visit. Private payrolls rose by 140,000 in February, less than expected. You know, these Silicon Valley layoffs have been brutal. At what point do you think they show up in the numbers? The reason this ADP report is important, because it comes out like 2 days before the actual jobs report, which is Friday. So, you know, there could be volatility around the jobs report. But the actual jobs report, I think, is this private sector number, because there's no hootenanny with it. The private sector number is the private sector number, period, end of story. It is now, because it's an election year. It's an election year, right? Tycoon wants to look at Polkadot. Don't let me forget. Don't let me forget. Opinions on Polkadot. You know, it's funny about Polkadot. Let me say this. Everyone thought that everything thinks ETH is dead and everything EVM compatible and everything that's supposed to connect ETH and everything that's supposed to connect blockchains, including Polkadot. You got to remember something, people. Polkadot was at consensus last year. That's coming up at the end of May. So was Near. Do not underestimate conference catalysts. I know it's May. Do not underestimate what some of these coins can do if ETH takes off. Tycoon is like, what alts do you like for the bull run? That is in Patreon. Go check it out. Okay, continuing with this. Credit scores. We covered this. The consumer is suffering. Last market update, we talked about people being kind of sad, thinking that working hard doesn't help them get ahead, right? Crypto is not only a revolution, but it could be people's financial salvation. Like, this is not priced in. Let me say that again. This is not priced in. If you look at altcoins across the spectrum, a lot of cup and handles, a lot of stuff just breaking out and retesting support. It is everywhere. Okay, gold. Let's talk about this. Yeah, I know. You want to talk about altcoins, but in order to talk about altcoins, we got to talk about gold, because gold and ETH go together, in my opinion, based on a statistical study I did at another company. Okay, in conjunction with somebody who actually did the statistics. Okay, so we have a triangle. We have a triangle breakout, and gold is up only. Okay, now, not only is gold up only, but I didn't include this, but here's what's really funny. People in stocks are selling the gold ETF to buy the Bitcoin ETF, and gold is going up anyway because of physical demand for gold, because people know what's going to happen to the dollar. Okay. All right. DC, dim it on Twitter. Okay. Basically, I don't know, like the smartest macro guy in the whole world with like 4K followers. Literally, this is the smartest guy I've ever met. First time ever, gold weekly volatility as measured by this Bollinger Band begins expansion from a sub 7 level. In other words, the volatility in gold, even though it's at its high, has been so minuscule that gold is actually moving higher. So you'd think all-time highs, huge volatility like Bitcoin. No, gold's just sitting there. Now, what happens when volatility in gold picks up and gold goes from 2K to 3K? Like that, what happens? ETH's going to follow, or ETH's just going to go in front of that. ETH's going to go in front of that. Dollar index, okay? This is a bullish pattern. Bullish for the dollar, okay? But it's starting to break down. All you get is a little mini red candle below this. So we're going to listen to the central banks bloviate and try to hold this up. And you know what? If there's no bid in the dollar and it can't rally and it starts slumping, forget it. The bullish pattern is invalidated, and there's nothing more bearish than an invalidated bullish pattern. Maybe you get one more day where you can hold this up on blah, 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 blah testimony in front of Congress. Good luck. Silver, same thing. Breakout above hidden pivot target at 23. Target's 27. They take it back down to 23. It's like everything in crypto. Breakout, retest support, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you don't have to rush, but you don't have 2 weeks to figure this out. You don't. That's why I'm on the air today. Okay, so we can draw a line, right? Bitcoin hits a trend line. Bitcoin hits 70K. Everyone sells. It goes down, but it's not a reversal. Right? Because you don't have cascading follow through. See up here, this was a reversal because, you know, it just basically went straight down with no real uptick. That's what a reversal looks like. This, I don't think so. Even if they got to hammer it one more time. Okay. Again, Bitcoin daily, right? Rush up, rush down, and then right underneath it, boom, there's someone underneath there because they got to buy 500 million a day. Right? All right. Cramer. You know what? The guy does this on purpose to get attention. I think if Cramer was bullish, everybody would go, oh my God, it's bearish. Okay. And Cramer was piling on yesterday. This is Pip the dog, right? And I'm counting on Michael Saylor to bail me out. So, I mean, he's absolutely making fun of you. I mean, a guy should know about ETF inflows. If anybody should understand what's going on with Bitcoin, the Bitcoin ETF, and the fact that all these big players no matter what happens with the payroll number, these guys cannot go home, not long something speculative in case Bitcoin goes bonkers over a weekend. Because I'm telling you right now, this Fed meeting on the 19th, they are going to rally Bitcoin. They're going to start rallying Bitcoin before that guy even opens his mouth. And he's going to say what I know he's going to say, which is we're not in a big hurry. I'm looking at this metric. I'm looking at that metric. I'm pretending like everything is okay. Bro, whatever. Okay. Okay. Here's Bitcoin, hidden pivot analysis. They break it. They hammer it down, which is perfect for drawing hidden pivot analysis. As long as it's above 64.2, it can go right back to 68. And then if they take that out, you're probably going to have some wild move to 78, or maybe it's a grinding move to 78, and ETH and friends is what goes bonkers. Both scenarios are possible if Bitcoin is above 64.2. Now, here's a hidden pivot structure in ETH. So 3,600 was the level. ETH exploded through that. Now you have some understandable hesitation. I will show you why. But then, you know, the two upside targets are above 4,000, and one of them is eventually at 4,800. Like, why has, give me a good reason why ETH has not participated in this rally. You know, if Solana was at 300, you could say Solana is eating ETH's lunch. But Solana, which is going to come back, by the way, check last market update for that. I think I've also got the charts here. Why is ETH not participating? Does anyone know? Can anybody really articulate that? Oh, because there are high gas fees. People were paying $300 and $600 to get into ETH, and Uniswap is indiscriminately mooning. Institutions, if they come into DeFi, don't care about gas fees. And institutions who think an ETH ETF is next, because remember, ETH was declared not a security a long time ago, right? What's good with Doge? Asked Rudy. Dude, all these meme coins, you got to take them seriously, the big ones and the small ones. You got to take them seriously. You know, they go up, they're moving in 20% increments. They're like Bitcoin and Ethereum back in 2016, 2017. Yeah, you got to navigate huge tactical swings, but don't doubt it. And frankly, if meme coins stop, don't laugh. It's probably actually more bullish and could trigger a bottom across all the rest of altcoins that haven't done anything yet. Now, here's ETH at 3,800. Okay, so this was a level. This is where the whole Celsius down move started from. This is a logical pause point for ETH. This is why they're afraid of 3,800. But if they go through this and they're not afraid of this, there's nothing to stop ETH. Okay, it was the same thing with Bitcoin, right? Everyone was like, oh, 50 matters, 50, 50, 50. And I was like, not really. Okay, no, this chart didn't show up. I messed up. Okay, no, I messed up. So Bitcoin at 58 was the equivalent dotted line. Did 58 matter? No. I mean, it did for a little while, but then Bitcoin actually consolidated on top of this line once it broke it. And again, somebody explained to me why ETH has not participated. Now, the Solana roadmap. Fortunately for everybody, I did not include Solana in the pay-per-view product, so I can show you here. This is the 2022 bear market, right? Take it, flip it, and paste it onto Solana's current chart. In other words, speed, magnitude, and direction. What goes down a certain way should go back up the same way. So this roadmap doesn't include the fib circle analysis, which is truly unbelievable when you see it for the other things in the roadmap. But this is like Solana 250 in May, which makes sense, right? You draw a hidden pivot structure. You're talking about 4,000 or 4,900 in ETH. Like Bitcoin went back to its all-time high. ETH is knocking on the door of 4,000. Why would Solana not go back to its all-time high? Yes, the Solana network, because everything is free over there. Nothing is free. They're probably selling Solana to pay for everybody's free trading. And once they're done selling, once they're done with the forced selling, Solana just goes whoop. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Solana can act like ETH did back in 2017. Oh, look, I have an analogy. Cool. Okay, Ethereum from back in 2017. So the price of 130 seemed to matter, which is exactly where Solana is playing around this level. So ETH broke 130 and then it came back down, which is exactly what Solana did, right? Break out, come back down, stop everyone out, make everyone upset. And then ETH went from 130 to 412 on a rope. This is not even the fall of 2017. This is the summer. And then, of course, it was highly volatile and came back down to 132. So if you don't think you can have really sharp rallies and really sharp retracements once the super sharp rally is done, this is how it's going to work. This is why you want to have the roadmap. This is why you want to tune into the market update. Now, let's look at some things that, you know what, I came up with, especially for you guys, because DeFi, old school DeFi is back. So we were looking at Curve the other day, right? We had it on the drawing board. Luckily, we didn't publish it because, you know, everything crashed. But then as soon as everything uncrashes, Curve breaks out and is now sitting on top of what was resistance, which is now support. Curve has flipped support and resistance. You look at it, you're like, oh, this is up 15%. I can't buy it. Don't do it. Because if ETH blows through 4,000, all this old school DeFi stuff that Steve J has been trying to tell everybody about for the longest time. Okay, cake. Yes, cake from over there on Binance Smart Chain. Cup and handle. People, here's what a cup and handle is. People give up, right? They sell everything, then they give up, then it comes back, then people get enthusiastic, then it gets boring, they get stopped out, frustrated, they exit, and then boom, it takes off. So the handle is very choppy, but once it goes, it goes. And you had cup and handle in SHIB, you have cup and handle across really the top 100 market cap. So every time Coinbase goes down, all these exchanges are just going to continue to move. Heart, an old coin that we featured on our watch list. Again, pounding the table, right? Link down below. You know, here is resistance. Breakout. Right here is when we talked about it. And all these things, once they retest support, one at a time, boom, they just move. They just go. Okay, here is the historical figure breaking a trend line, right? Upside target is way up here, 70% higher. How long before this thing spreads out into what I would call people tokens? It's going to happen. XRP, the coin of the people, the thing no one wants to talk about. Guess what? 57 cents is support. Cup handle. Everyone out, everyone bearish, no one talking about it, discarded. Nobody, XRP people, so frustrated they can't see straight. Now, you watch what happens if 57 cents acts as support. So I don't want to be a total moon boy because this has been dead for a while, but this is a cup and handle formation or a rounding bottom. And if you take out 64 cents, right? So there's two key things that need to happen in XRP. One, it needs to hold 57 cents as support. I'm in the Patreon and on Twitter pounding the table because if the 57 cents hold and you take out 64 cents, then you got a chain reaction going. You're probably going right from 64 to 80. And then if it breaks out, it could go from 80 to $1.50. And when these things break out, they don't stop. They don't stop. When they break out of these cup and handle formations, it's just boom. So somebody, probably Ripple, has been sitting on XRP, holding it down. Everyone's frustrated. Everybody gave up. Everybody sold it to buy Solana. No one's talking about XRP. That's why I'm talking about XRP. Okay, Vulcan, again, Metaverse has not been traded. Breaks out, retests. It's almost to the number. Almost to the number yesterday. Like, everyone's like, oh, Bitcoin's at the all-time high. What am I going to do? Guys, gals, altcoins are on support. A lot of this stuff, yeah, okay, it rallied, but when it comes back down, it's sitting on support. What do you want to look for in a bull market? Support. Everyone's like, you know, the media, oh, the resistance. No. Where's the support? If it goes down, where do I get it? When we publish the altcoin watch list on Patreon, we're like, hey, here is support. Here's where the floor most likely is. Or here's the ceiling, and when you break it, it becomes the floor. The obsession with the resistance in Bitcoin, the obsession should be the support points in altcoins that haven't moved yet. Now, Theta, decentralized video, bless people's heart, man. There are people who bought this and they have been holding it. And if this isn't the bigger the base, the higher in the space, I don't know what is. Megan's been holding XRP for years. Yeah, man. You know, somebody's noting Nvidia at 883. Unbelievable. Okay, Roy says in meme coins, you can get lucky 1 out of 10 times, 9 losses, 1 will moon, like COQ Inu. Yeah, man. Get after it. You know, community and people getting enthusiastic. But I mean, if you go back to Theta, you're like, oh, I can't get long this, man. This is up. You know, this went from $1 to $2.50. And wait a minute, man. It just got to where the give up trade kind of sort of started from, right? This was the floor, right? Then it became the ceiling. Then it just completely died. I mean, are you telling me that this can't go up? This thing was at $6 in the start, like right before Celsius. Stop it. Stop it. I mean, you have been paid based on meme coins. Once something takes off, right, you have been paid to buy the dip, right? I mean, if you get stopped out, you get stopped out. If you don't get stopped out and this thing just starts rallying, like if you get one more dip, or if a pause is a dip, you get one more dip and this thing goes, please. You know, because the payroll number might show, I don't know. They'll talk about wages. They'll talk about average hourly earnings. They'll talk about all these things that macro nerds like. I like these things, but the thing is, if it comes out and it's not crypto friendly necessarily, the algos will trade the news one day and then we'll be back to business, which is dollar lower, gold up, ETH up, period. End of story. Gala Games. Wow. They did you a huge favor. They washed out everything that this did since the end of February. Thank you. Okay, yeah, if you got it in here, you got hosed. But the thing is, it's sitting on hidden pivot analysis right at support at 4 cents, right? And then the upside target, if 4 cents hold, is 6 cents. Gaming has not been traded. It has not been traded, right? INJ, Immutable X, Gala, no one has touched it. No one's touched it. Okay, yeah, it's off its lows. Who cares? You know, you want to get support. Look at this. Aave. We talked about this on the last market update, right? DeFi, right? Crashed, went back, and it's right here at the top of a monster rounding bottom. What do you think is going to happen in these coins if ETH breaks above 4,000? You know, you're going to have just like, it only takes one partnership, one announcement, one centralized exchange to have problems. This gone. You know, Compound, the original DeFi play, expanding triangle at the bottom of a range. Okay, there are three super bullish patterns when you break out of them. Diamonds, bullish downward sloping wedges, right? Trying to hold it down. And then there's these expanding ranges where it's like up, down, up. It's going to break out. Oh my God, it's going to make it. It just made a new low, right? The emotion inside the expanding triangles. Once they release that, gone. Now you can say Compound is at resistance. Okay, it's at resistance. What happens when it breaks out? Or what happens if it doesn't back off from resistance? What happens? What's happened all year when something gets to resistance and doesn't back off? Bitcoin got to 58, sat there. Why would that price action not pervade? Okay, Uniswap for all our Theta fans. Okay, every time Coinbase goes down, Uniswap, Jupiter, exchanges. The bigger the base, the higher into space. Let me say that again. The bigger the base, the longer it sits, the more dead it is, the higher into space. And now nobody thinks they can buy it, even though if you go back, I mean, okay, you go, okay, Bill, you're showing me all these charts. I don't know anything about technical analysis. I don't understand. Okay, you don't understand. That's fine. It is. I mean, you don't learn this overnight. Where's Bitcoin? It's at its all-time high. Where's Ethereum? Close to its all-time high. You look at an altcoin, especially something that's quality, and go, where is it relative to its all-time high? And even if it only goes 2/3 back, where is it? Okay, Uniswap's at 15. Oh, okay, well, that seems lofty. Yeah, except it was like, you know, at 30 at one point in 2021. How much room is there for this stuff to go up? I mean, it could be Uniswap. It could be something else. Where is my coin relative to its all-time high? Synthetics. Oh, my God. Wall Street on the blockchain. Synthetics, GMX, DYDX. One of these coins is just going to go, right? Because decentralized Wall Street or just decentralized trading in general, if centralized exchanges are having problems, how nice of them to drop this down for us to $3.77 yesterday, run all the stops, provide you with an opportunity. And if it takes out 4.5, it's going to 6. VRA for Rudy, right? 15 cents support. If it holds 15 cents, right? No, I'm sorry. It's 0.015. I know Rudy would love to have it at 15 cents, right? If it holds 0.015, it goes to 0.017. Again, the best way to draw hidden pivot structures, which again, there is a lecture on hidden pivot structures. It's more than the roadmap, but I go over how these things get drawn in that particular 1 hour AMA lecture. Okay. Pop up, down, draw the structure. If the first support holds, forget about it. I mean, you can just say with at least some confidence that this thing has a shot at continuing. Can you really afford to not look at altcoins on support after a washout? I mean, what are they going to do? A second washout off the payroll number? Whatever. They've lost control. They've absolutely lost control. And that is the market update. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Okay. So somebody got into Peapods Finance at $1.66. Do you still think this project is a good bet to hold over 6 months? Okay. So I'm going to give you my honest assessment on that and any other small coin. So if you have something like Peas go to $100 million market cap and then erase half of that quickly, that can be the project selling the token. Okay. Because that kind of decline should not have happened, in my opinion. So, that particular thing, it's kind of like a crypto mutual fund. It's got BlackRock and Goldman Sachs logos all over its homepage. And I'm sure it's okay, but I personally don't exactly like how the token went down. Now, 466 is support. So if that holds, you're okay. You have a good entry point. I'm just saying, I'm a little leery of something that goes to $100 million market cap and then vaporizes like that. Okay. Because I got hosed. I mean, personally. So listen to me saying, don't do, I'm doing now with Peas what I just told you not to do across the market, which is get kind of shy. So that's how I would just simply tell the truth, right? Okay. All right. YouTube intern is saying MOG is about to print. Okay. MOG whiff. Okay. Let's share screen and look at MOG. Like, this is a meme coin that Patreon got into, like right in here. And I said the upside target was this fib circle structure up 62%. Well, we've obviously handled that. That's old news. I mean, the target on this thing is the top of this Fibonacci circle structure. Okay. These numbers are kind of hard to follow, but let's just try it with a percentage thing for MOG. Okay. You got another 15% until you hit resistance. And if it goes outside this fib structure, forget about it. Okay. Bitcoin ordinals. Okay. You have to look at this stuff. They destroyed Mubi yesterday and it's still down. Okay. Again, the hidden pivot analysis on this kind of stuff, you're like, oh, wow, I missed blah, 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 blah. No, not really, man. This hasn't even broken out, right? You want to see Mubi maybe take out 15 cents. Okay. Aiken, it says, I've been patiently waiting for the legacy cryptos. That's really funny. We have a new term for the stuff from the last cycle, legacy cryptos. Okay. Somebody was asking me about Polkadot. Let's go up and cover that. Okay. Okay. Covering Polkadot, taking out 10. Oops. There's a peek at the Polkadot roadmap. I don't know. Polkadot is probably going to go to a hidden pivot structure at 12. Okay. Near. Up. There's an accidental look at the roadmap on Near. I can't show you that. Up. There's Fantom. Whoops. Sorry. Okay. Total 2. Unstoppable. Internet Computer Protocol. Why is nobody looking at this? Why? I mean, you got a hidden pivot structure here, right? That if ICP, it's sitting right there. It's the beautiful thing about hidden pivot, which of course we discuss in that Patreon store lecture and all the time in Patreon. Okay. ICP. Okay. Why is nobody on this? Right. 13.9 is support. It's currently trading at 14.1. Okay. If 13.9 holds, you have 15.7 and possibly 19. And people are telling me that they can't get long alts. And I'm telling you, you can get long alts, right? Because if Bitcoin stops because of whatever, blah, 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 who cares? They're gonna take this stuff up hard. Oh, look, XRP. Huh. Look what we got here. XRP. No one wants to talk about XRP. I want to talk about XRP. How about 71? Oh, look, support held at 58. Huh. What do you know? I wonder how that happened. 71 on the upside. Let me just label this, right? I mean, XRP in Patreon 2 days ago for my people to just indiscriminately hoover this thing up as everybody, including the people who like XRP on YouTube and Twitter, were puking their positions up. Okay. So let's review. Yeah. Megan noting that, ICP was $3 to $4 a few months ago. Right? Okay. Michelle looking for Tau. Let's put the screenshot back up and give some market update people some love. By the way, Patreon includes the ability. Patreon has, it's not exactly Discord, but it does have a functionality. And for the price that I'm charging, it's 1/5 of what somebody I used to work for was charging for direct access to me, right? To try to get, requests like this done, giving my market update people some love. But again, you got access to me and we're publishing 6 altcoins a day. And oh, look, Tau sitting on top of support on a 4-hour chart. Huh? It was at 605, I don't know, 12 hours ago. Like, oh, I can't buy this. Really? Really? This thing takes out 605, 960 next, 1659 ultimately. Where do you think all this stuff's going to be when ETH is at 4,900? Now, as I could say, hey, ETH's going to be at 4,900. And you go, oh, okay, well, I understand that. Yeah, but where are these other coins going to be? Right? I mean, if you like the speculative fire in ETH, if ETH starts reacting to macro catalysts, it pulls everything up with it because ETH is that big. Just like when Bitcoin went, Bitcoin started pulling all kinds of stuff up with it. Right? So, these things can be great. Oh, somebody asked about CAS. Okay. Again, CAS, kind of unbelievable in terms of the volatility. God. Hidden pivot analysis. I don't know, man. It looks like it's sitting right on top of support at 0.143. Again, doing this analysis all day, every day for people in Patreon. If you're not in there and you're not reading our research, whose research are you reading? You want life-changing money? You got to get research. Okay. Yeah. Okay. 14 cents of support. Yeah. They did a great job of forcing everybody out. 21 upside target. Now, listen to me. Listen to me. Don't get shaken out by BlackRock. Don't get shaken out by headlines that algos trade. Don't get shaken out by, I don't know, anything that anybody says that is not from the private sector. Okay. You got to focus on things like debt, fiat currencies, and how that connects to things inside the cryptoverse. If you think we're going to have a cycle in crypto that's not going to be driven by macro and relative valuations in equities. Let's see where Nvidia is as I close this thing out. Somebody said it was at 883. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Here's Nvidia. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's AI. And this went from 1T to 2T. This move was adding $1 trillion to market cap. If this is what crypto can do, why would you get shaken out? Yes, it's emotional. Of course it's emotional. The market goes down, you freak out, Coinbase closes. Of course you're going to freak out. I freak out. I go, oh my God, I just did a YouTube stream that says, I don't care, buy the all-time high. You know what, folks? Everything I said on that stream, I felt like a complete moron when it was crashing. And now, guess what? I'm going to say the exact same thing. Forgot to share screen on Nvidia. I'm going to say the exact same thing that I said last time. What's more difficult? To buy the all-time high or, I don't know, wait or not do it? So here's Nvidia. Did it pay to buy the all-time high in Nvidia right here? Okay. Now, I'm not saying be stupid, but I'm saying people are going to look at some of these bigger coins and go, oh, I can't do this now. Don't be one of those people. Because even if you get a dip later, or even if there's, you know, whatever, right? There's going to come a point where you're going to have to say, I'm getting in. I'm in. And a lot of these altcoins are still on support. That's the market update. Patreon, get there. We'll see you next time.